Hey, it's Mika. Thanks for tuning on in. We are back today with some more Honkai StarRail, and I'm so excited because today it is time for Mydie. He's here. He's finally here. We've been waiting for quite a while for him to finally be available. So, without any further ado, we're going to test him out. I will, spoiler alert, say I have already pulled him. I played him a little bit, just doing my dailies, and he's very fun. So I have a little bit of experience with him. We'll talk through his kit, what he wants, what he doesn't want, and how everything is, and what his teammates should be as well. So here we go. Let's get into it. Let's start off with his character trial. Even though I do technically have him, it's always good to see kind of what stats they give him to compare. And, it, he'll behave a little bit differently with his signature light cone, of course. So again, Mighty, your thing for the most part is you want to build crit damage and HP. HP, definitely try for the goal up to around 8,000. That's kind of your ultimate goal. Anything after that's going to have slightly less return on your investment just because of the way his high level talents work. Is anything above 4,000 up to 8,000.
I'll give you the honor of dying in battle.
Hush, sir. Is going to give you a ton of extra boosted damage. It's going to give you extra crit. Oh, it's going to give you extra crit rate. That's the big one, by the way. His high level stuff, right? Well, it won't tell you here. But anyway, his high level stuff is going to give him extra, I think, 48% crit rate, which is why I didn't list crit rate on the number of things you should build. We're getting more and more show off options with 5 stars in. Like, this is a full 5-star team for him. Which, I mean, admittedly, nice enough. I don't think you need Woho here, to be honest. You can certainly make do with any healer. The ER is like a little bit nice because more ults is more healing, but you can also put any healer in with one of the ER light cones. Or, honestly, he loops pretty well without it. I tried him with an ER rope, and even with that, yeah, see, look, they seem to have aimed for right around 8,000. A little bit over, but that's kind of the goal you're looking for him, to get the absolute maximum on your return. There we go. And yeah, crit rate, anything over, 52-ish probably isn't necessary. Like, I won't say it's terrible, but you don't really need more than that if you've got him to that 8,000 threshold. Yeah, see, this is going to give us pretty decent boost on Mydie. Woho is a pretty good partner for him. I have been personally throwing Lingshot in there just because she's one of my better healers. And that's worked pretty well for me so far. But, we'll give it a shot. Maybe do some combat run-throughs later here. And talk about kit as well. His signature light cone obviously is going to be his best option. Just, that's kind of a given. But there's actually plenty of 4-star options that are pretty darn good. I'll run through those a little bit later, but for the most part, you're looking at the event light cone we got for Rappa, the one with Rappa on it. Again, I'll give names in a minute here. Or alternatively, you can always do the Destruction Firefly light cone. That's a pretty good one for him as well. And you don't really have to worry about him dying on you too much. He gets like 3 deaths where he auto heals, which is nice. Because in a character that consumes as much HP as he does, and he does a lot, it's kind of important. But I don't know. His kit feels good. Like it feels relatively balanced to me. Um, as far as, damage output versus HP drain versus like length of battle you can handle. But again, it also depends on who you pair him with and how much sense that makes. So, Miss Woho now, which interestingly enough was in Mydie's trial, so it's kind of funky. So like I don't like it when they do that, just from a standpoint of balance and synergy. Because yeah, we've got our Genti too. He's another 4-star, 5-star, which admittedly 5-stars generally are Woho's best partner because she's gonna act as your DPS, she's not gonna act as your DPS. She's a support character, so you want to have her with a solid DPS, and preferably one who relies on ultimate, which for the most part isn't gonna be a 4-star. So I don't quite mind it as much for her, but it feels a little bit like cheating, honestly. Woho's one of the better healers you can get if you've got an ult-based DPS that isn't like Acheron or Feixiao. Because she's gonna really let you get off those extra ultimates as long as you give her enough ER without having to have an ER rope on those characters, which is helpful in many scenarios. She's great for our Genti, like they're showing here. She's also really helpful if you've got Aglaia and you're kind of struggling with her high ER requirements. She's great for that. How are you doing that?
Fight as one.
Until I see that light one, I will protect all beauty.
But honestly, if you're struggling with Aglaia, you can also run any other healer to decent effect with an ER based light cone. And if you've got Branya and or Sunday, I mean, I run both just for the sake of mostly assuring her ults again by the time we loop back, but you don't have to. There's plenty of options.
A test. Until I see that light, I will protect all beauty.
Enemy data secured.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a tricky one. Personally, I've been avoiding her because she's really, really good, but only in very specific scenarios, which is alt-based DPS exclusively, essentially, and that's the only way they're really dealing damage.
Fool! You can't play dead standing up. My gratitude is yours.
But she's not necessarily as universal as some of the other healers that you've got. Because there's lots of characters, particularly characters that I personally have, that she does not synergize very well with.
Protect all beauty.
We have the upper hand. Ready for another?
Get them.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
It was so excessive. Alright. Yeah. I mean, if you're struggling with ER in any team, she's definitely a good pick for that. But if you either don't have that problem or you have alternative healers that are doing the job for you, probably wouldn't recommend her. And instead, save up, focus on getting a character that will truly add to your team lineups. Anyway, let's get back to Mydie. So I'll admit my stats aren't like the greatest thing ever yet, because, he's brand new. But I do have him at 80. I have full talents. So, again, little shy of that goal for HP. Crit damage, decent. Crit rate, low, but on purpose. So anyway, light cones for him. What I recommend and what I've kind of been playing around with, these two are pretty comparable. It just depends really on what you need more of. So this is a max HP increase. I'm running it purely for that reason. And then also the extra crit damage boost, which is just generally helpful. And then this one is another good option. I don't have, like, if you've got a better super in position, that's going to help you out a lot more. But I don't really have that on this one, whereas the other one I've got at 5. So this one's great if that's kind of what you're dealing with. If you're struggling to get him healed, this one will help you out because it will immediately heal him after he loses 25% of his HP up to 15% of his HP. Max, and then increases damage. So that's another great option if you're struggling to keep him alive for long enough. So for example, if I were going to do a drawn out battle, I would definitely go over here immediately and kind of switch over here. These two honestly are not the greatest options because they're essentially purely attack base rather than HP base. This one restores a little bit of HP, but not necessarily your greatest option. So I would highly recommend if you're looking for 4-star light cones or, you're not actively pulling for his light cone, these would probably be my top recommendations. So that's Flames of Far and then Ninja Record Sound Hunt. Both of those run pretty comparably on him. It just depends what you really need, whether it's the crit damage or the extra healing. A lot of other destruction light cones, since they're focused on either attack or break effect, aren't going to help you very much. Same thing, as I kind of run through here. It's pretty much just where we're sitting on those. So these are definitely my top recommendations. As far as relic sets, Bone Collection's great. I am not running him with an ER rope. I have one, I tried it out. He doesn't really need it, to be honest. Honestly, you're better off getting the extra HP boost as long as you're not struggling with his ultimate for whatever reason. But especially if you're running him with Bronya and or Sunday, I would probably do an ore on him for that one. So either one of those two, which hopefully should, at least Bronya should be relatively accessible. Then yeah, I would recommend staying away from the ER rope. It doesn't really help him out too much from a time to regen standpoint, especially if you're doing other characters with him that give you that extra ER. Again, HP on the sphere and focusing stats in on crit damage and HP as much as possible. Pretty basic. And then I would recommend Scholar for erudition. The crit rate bonus is going to be helpful, and the increase in damage post skill or post ultimate for skill is going to be a big life changer. The other option would be if you wanted to do 2-piece this, potentially with 2-piece messenger would be an option because the damage dealt by skill and ultimate is helpful, but if you're running him consistently with someone who can get his ER high enough, you're probably not going to really use his skill after his ultimate. Well, I mean, he kind of does it on his own, but anyway. So it's helpful, but depending on, what you're seeing, it might be worth trying. If you're feeling like you're a little slow compared to some of your other teammates on your team, running him with Hackerspace. Instead, I'm running him with Speed Boots because honestly, they've just got my best substats for him, which aren't great. But like I said, we're still mid-build progress here. You could go HP as well if you've got somebody who can boost him forward in your lineup, like Sunday. So, anyway, this is my current team I've been running him with. So, Lingshaw with Sunday, Truby, and Mydie. You could easily sub Tribute out for your Remembrance Trailblazer and Sunday out for Branya, and you could sub Lingshot out for literally any healer, including Natasha. She'd be a decent enough option. You're gonna have to really play to her stats and build her well, but she would do fine. Or if you're looking for a 5-star that's more free to play, you could always do Bailu. Her ability to revive teammates, let's phrase it that way, is potentially going to help you out with Mydie, especially if you're in an extended battle. But that's kind of the more free-to-play friendly option. Again, it's not the most free-to-play friendly character ever, but he's not that bad, especially if you're looking at characters you could get by default pretty easily, at least after some time. He has 2 great teammate options that are relatively easy to acquire, a third that could be difficult, but you could also do, instead of Sunday, Ting Yun. You could do any crit damage boosting 4-star. Might not get you quite as high, but any 4-star Harmony character can carry the action forward light cone based on ult, which could help you out as well. So there's definitely plenty of options with him to play, both free to play and not. So personally, I think he's kind of a fun one to play. So we'll do a little bit of testing with him just to kind of go and try him out today. See, really put him through his paces, as it were. We're going to do a little bit of simulated universe, and then after that, we'll probably jump back into the main quest line as needed. So, oh, no, get that out of here. What's happening? No, not you. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Alrighty. We're gonna do ordinary, and we're gonna do essentially hard mode. Because that's really how you can tell how a character is gonna do for you ultimately. But what that means here in particular is that we're gonna be focusing on more so our healing, our speed, and our ultimate damage. So probably pathwise, erudition, potentially abundance, and I would also say it would probably be worth doing a little bit of investment into hunt. Okay then. Okay, we are definitely going for the HP boost. That's going to help Mydie out a little bit, which he may actually struggle in Divergent Universe purely because you're going to have a lot of HP restoration. So I think Abundance is probably a really good option to invest in, knowing what we do about his kit and that he struggles to, stay alive.
Forever doomed. So feeble, through my blood.
The truth burns. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Okay, so that is going to be a great example of exactly what we're looking for. Any of these that we can get that will allow us to get any kind of HP restoration. That's what we're going to gravitate towards. Plus some ultimate damage, that's going to help. Oh. I don't think we need more of an increase on Mydie. That's Mydie's problem, is he's too high. But this one... Well, he doesn't really consume skill points, to be quite frank. We're gonna go energy regen on this. Not me stating a rule and then completely proceeding to disregard it. For the most part, we're gonna try and gravitate towards that. Well, you know, also using our brains. Oh, okay. I don't think we want that. That does not sound like fun. Okay, let's go combat. Do not seem to be very favorable in terms of the weakness department. Like, it's fine. He doesn't really need it, but it's always nice. Clearly, this is vaguely intended for Miss Aglaya. You can tell based on the weaknesses. Plus Treeby, of course.
Allow me to purge the root of the problem.
Kind of feels a little bit like we haven't quite updated, but yeah, as you can see, he has so much HP consumption that any healer you've got's going to struggle a little bit to keep up. But if you can get the right additional blessings and you can get the right stuff, it becomes a non-issue, even in something like this that's going to last extra long time. All right.
Now accept your punishment.
Is it coming?
Hello?
Hiding the west wind. Away we go!
This mortal form, watch over you.
Got a little bit stuck there.
Tormented doubt, farewell.
Burn it all. Conquer all lands.
Yeah, which, I mean, even single target, he does pretty darn good damage, I would say.
May the foul stench dissipate.
Although I will admit, it continues to remain a little bit odd to me that he is an imaginary character when he looks like that. With, you know, the fire and the crystal that looks like fire. Very confusing to me personally. Alright. Max HP boost, we will take that. It's going to generally boost his damage. Like I said before, not quite as much as getting that crit damage up would, but still going to help. That extra little bit. Let's go encounter. Since we are here to test him out properly. Probably should actually use that. Oh well, it's fine. Yeah, I think we want blessings. It's really our goal here is to just get as much of that as possible.
Dying soul. Now accept your punishment. Through my blood.
This mortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding. Is it coming? Hiding the west wind. Away we go!
We really need to get Treeby back up so that we can actually make use of her skill.
Up your body and mine.
Tormented doubt, farewell.
Burn it all.
Okay. Guess we're going Harmony. That's probably one that we're going to try and overwrite because there's essentially no benefit to such things. But that's okay. All right. Oh. Consider any non-overflow healing as HP reduction. That is a massive benefit when you're running Mydie. We got to go with that one. I mean, don't get me wrong, every single one of these is a pretty big benefit.
A day of peaceful
But
repose.
there's, levels, and that's a pretty darn good one. He's gonna help him out so much.
Now accept your punishment.
Admittedly, that does feel so excessive.
Use all your might. Forever doomed.
Allow me to purge the roots.
'Cause,
from the
like-
time to cleanse the filth.
I'll overcome the thorns. Serenity is before me.
Burn it all. I am Strife.
It's coming! Riding the west wind! Away we go!
Forever doomed.
May the foul stench dissipate be of your body and mind.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
The truth burns. Everything in this world is bleeding.
In this mortal, watch over you and guide you on your path.
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
Gotta love that erudition. And I mean, guy does hit hard.
Face me.
Admittedly, the blessings are helping, but even in general, just standard, considering how unbuilt he is, he hits pretty darn hard. It's very impressive.
Burn it all. Conquer all lands.
And that AoE is very helpful, because he's hitting for, I think, 90% of his HP, something like that by default, which if you compare with any character who has attack-based, it's pretty darn good for the most part. Plus 50 to the two other allies you've got, which is why over 8,000 is okay. It's not gonna hurt you. You've just not got that diminishing return boost from the crit damage. We have got some nasty, nasty things here, huh? Ew. None of those are helpful. Why? Alright, we're gonna go Brain of that. That's kind of why we're going erudition in the first place. It's just that extra charge up is gonna help us out
Wavering resolve.
a lot. We're not gonna overwrite that. What am I doing? Alright. Energy regen, entering battle, always helpful. This is technically okay. That is completely unnecessary for us here. That we're keeping. Not that Mydie's necessarily currently actively set up for break damage, but you never quite know what you're going to get. So, certainly has the potential to be of great benefit. Now we're going to look for our HP restoration options. That one, for example, because that's a lot for certain characters. Mydie. Even if it's not necessarily the easiest thing to set up. Any HP restoration we can get him is going to help us out in the long run. And apparently I need to do a better job of using all of my things. All right, here we go.
Incense ascends.
A day of peaceful
This is what I'm most excited for because it's actually an opportunity to see him in a longer scale battle, as opposed to just an easy one that's done pretty much immediately.
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment. I am strike.
Yeah, see, we've managed to get him up to around 16,000 HP already, just based on our blessings, so we've about doubled, which is always great.
Allow me to purge the root of the problem. Time to cleanse the filth. The truth burns everything in this
Real
world.
question becomes, can we, through all of our healing methods, keep him
serenity is
alive enough that he's not gonna regen more than 3 times? I feel like we're probably okay, but you never quite know.
Dying soul. Now
It's
accept
just gonna matter on exactly how and when we can get our ultimate off.
watch over you and guide you on your path.
dying soul. Now accept your punishment. Dying soul. Now accept your punishment.
Also, can we just talk for a minute about how cool his ultimate looks? And that, like, that is gorgeous.
Dying soul. Now accept your punishment.
And, like, he is doing
Overcome the thorns.
damage, too.
Underestimating us will cost you.
So feeble. Fury upon you. Dying soul. Now accept.
Also, when we get out of here, once we're done with our little experiment,
Hiding the west
Treebee's voice line when she gets added to a team with Mydie is so adorable.
time to cleanse the filth.
Forever doomed.
If you have them, highly recommend. If you don't, I'll show it to you in a little bit here if I remember.
Conquer all lands.
No bullying allowed. He was filled.
Forever doomed.
Allow me to purge the root to be a pure body and mind.
I'll overcome the thorn.
Everything in this world is bleeding.
I will say, we're keeping up with his HP consumption pretty well here. I think in a boss fight, you might struggle with him a little bit. Although, I don't know, maybe not. I did take him in Pure Fiction for a bit. And, I mean, he made it through. He didn't die.
Time to cleanse the filth.
So, clearly it's not that bad, but
This mortal. Watch
you might
over
struggle a little bit with any truly aggressive boss fight.
This will cost you.
That's more drawn out, slow hits, as opposed to big damage immediately,
Hiding the west wind. Away we go.
if he's your only DPS.
Forever doomed.
Oh, okay, I think we're gonna go here. General, just gonna provide some benefits for us for our erudition, and we're almost all the way there, which is generally helpful. Honestly, I'm gonna grab this one and then I'm just gonna override it because that's It's a lot of potential crit damage. I was very tempted by this one, but I think we're going to take that crit damage boost. That's generally going to help everybody out. Increased break effect. Love that for us. None of the rest of these really make sense with our current team, so we shall go for it. Let's give that equation an overwrite. See if we can find something that's maybe a little bit more abundance-based. Because I said that, and then we have proceeded to not really do anything helpful. Well, I guess we don't really... I said based, but we don't really have a focus on that so much anymore. But we're looking for anything that will heal. Shield effect increase, not what we're looking for. I don't really think any of these are for us. We're going to just overwrite again. Come on, give me something helpful. Pretty, 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 please. Aftertaste boost. Okay, that could play alright with Treeby. We're gonna go with that one. I don't know that we should be able to overwrite one more time. So we'll go with that one for now. And then hopefully we can get something else useful. These are not useful, are they? Ugh. Gross. Please. Please give me something actually helpful, thank you. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna take that because that's like actually mostly makes sense as opposed to not making sense at all. Oh, don't really have the funds for a store. We're gonna go wealth in this case. Good call, apparently. What are you? Ah, I don't think that's a good idea at this point in time. Maybe after we spend a bunch of them.
I'll accept it.
Honestly, what I probably should have done was get us to 100 by playing this. Too late. Oh well. Oh. Boo! Anybody else notice that the odds on these have gotten so much worse? Or at least they feel like they have. Maybe my luck's just gotten worse. But personally, it feels like they've just been getting helpful things a lot less often. Oh. Alright then. That's helpful enough. Let's try and get some more blessings here. That's really our goal at this point. It's just to get as many as we can so we can fight the final boss and not, you know, die.
Soul, now accept your punishment. So feeble.
It's coming. Riding the west wind. Away we go.
Burn it all. I am strike. Burn it all.
Time to cleanse the filth.
I've heard the call. Tormented doubt, farewell.
Forever to it.
In this mortal, watch over you and guide you on your path.
Go, go, go! No bullying allowed. Delivering warmth.
Burn it all.
What do you think? Are we gonna have? Ah, we do have an extra set. Excellent. I wasn't sure.
Accept your punishment.
The truth burns everything in this world is bleeding.
What I'm like casually kind of hoping here is that we'll essentially, mostly on accident, end up with an alt loop
Now accept your
between some of these guys. That was a pretty substantial amount of damage considering the fact that he was only hitting one character.
This trial is fitting.
forever to it.
Allow me to purge the root of the bee of your body and mind.
I'll overcome the thorns.
Watch closely. field.
I heard the call.
Yeah, anyway, so far I've enjoyed playing him, and I feel like ultimately I think a lot of the concerns with him were that it wouldn't really feel like playing a character very much as opposed to just having a summon on field, which it is a little bit.
Accept your punishment.
But I also feel like there's still a decent enough balance because everyone you're gonna play him with, you're gonna have to do a fair bit of strategy with, at least, or try to. I mean, right here I'm kind of just looping ultimates, but that's more of a choice of the blessings we've selected here rather than any innate feature to the character. So,
Be of your body and mind.
Burn it all.
The truth burns everything in this world. Is bleeding.
Fury upon you.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
Forever doomed.
oh, he's gonna die. See?
Death refuses.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Right there. The fact that he regens like that is so nice.
In this mortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
And I also feel like you gotta be a little careful with Mydie too when you use his
Overcome the
ultimates.
thorns.
You don't want to use them too early,
Serenity is
or
the
else
goal.
you'll end up
Forever doomed. Conquer all.
too low on your HP and you'll regen too many times.
Face me.
Hey, thanks.
Now accept your punishment.
Is it coming? Riding the west wind. Away we go! May the foul stench dissipate. Yeah.
Burn it all. Fury upon you. Dying soul. Now accept your
See, like right there, I probably should have waited on that one, but that's okay. Well, we don't really have any specific benefit for either of these for anybody, but the shield could be useful in terms of keeping everybody alive. So we'll stick with that option since there's not necessarily anything else super specific we need. And we seem to at least mildly be going for break, which is kind of funky. Oh, fascinating. Okay. Pretty good, honestly. He's kind of a fun one because you don't have to play him with a ton of ER to still see the consistent damage. And I would say he does pretty good, just in general, as far as getting off his ultimates relatively consistently. It's very rare that, at least with my build and how I'm playing him, I've seen him actually exit his high level state where he's boosted. Very true, which is nice. There's a lot of teams that benefit very much from that, especially if you're playing him with anybody with action forward, which is my personal preference. Huh. All right. Not my personal choice with this team, but you know.
or die.
Oh. That's kind of fun.
Submit or die.
Oh, now we're in the problem, though. This is where we're gonna struggle. Hello, please go away. Not usually my choice. It really is. I wasn't sure how that was gonna go, but that was actually remarkably excellent. Because he, like, pulls them in, which is funky. Yeah, kind of a fun little secret skill, I guess, that he has. Because they don't really show you that in his character demo so well. Yeah, well, apparently they've added another one. So, he's a good one to have. For that. Alright.
Incense ascends, entwined with ethereal clouds.
A day of peaceful republic.
There's strength in numbers.
Submit or die. Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding. Is it coming? Riding the west wind.
Definitely going to be a very alt-focused play right here. Which, you know, is fine, but...
I am strike. Burn it all.
It's coming. Riding the west wind. Away we go.
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
Yeah, he's kind of insane with erudition.
Be of your body and mind. It's coming. Riding
Like, I definitely have some other characters who could, with the right teammates, compare, but... I mean...
Doubt farewell. This mortal form will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Forever do it. Dying soul.
Well, you know, he's the exact opposite. I'm talking play paths, okay?
Now accept your
Which is kind of a funny bit of irony.
dying soul.
But anything that's gonna get you his ultimate more often is gonna help you out.
Conquer all lands.
Watch closely.
Goodness, alright.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
Allow me to purge the root of time to cleanse the filth. For your sins. The truth burns clear as if everything in this world is bleeding. It's coming. Riding the west wind. Away we go. The truth burns clear as everything in this world is bleeding.
Huh. Well, we're certainly looping like I thought we might. We're just
Is it coming?
doing so very strangely.
Away we go.
I'll overcome the thorns. Serenity is before me.
Forever do it.
Yeah, we're definitely doing a lot less damage here in particular. So, honestly, which weakness base makes sense, might consider playing him with, well, Palo would be a good option, or, okay then. Or, Fugue, maybe, as a support. It's kind of a funky playstyle. You'd have to sort of optimize in other ways. So I don't know that that would be the best option. I feel like Pela might be better in that case, but it'd be interesting to try.
Burn it all. Conquer all lands. Dying soul, fate now accept your punishment.
It's coming! Riding the west wind, away we go!
I heard the call.
Oof. Oh, here's where we get into a little bit of trouble. Oh no.
Death refuses me.
She basically she makes any character have weakness penetration, even if their weakness type doesn't match. So she's usually a break support, which is why I said it would be kind of a funky build. Because it would be. He doesn't really stack break effect much. But depending on your enemy, if you're kind of committed to playing him, you might want to try it once. That's a benefit. Nice. Okay. We really just need to expand that equation. My goodness. Ooh. Honestly, my one thing that I don't necessarily love about playing him as like the actual character you're running around as your main is the fact that he's short range. I feel like I just get surprise attacked, air quotes, just that little bit more often because it's kind of annoying.
Be of your body and mind.
Serenity is before me.
Burn it all. I am strike. So feeble. Burn it all.
May the foul stench dissipate.
Or honestly, Silverwolf would be another one. I personally don't have her, but she'd be another one. If you're running, you'd have to tweak your team a little bit. Because you need to essentially optimize. Well, no, because you'd only have... Actually. Well, your healer would need to be Locha, I feel like. If you were going to do that. Give you the best possible option.
The truth
And...
clear everything in this world is bleeding.
it still might not work all the time.
It's coming. Lighting the west wind. Away we go. It's coming. Lighting the west wind. Away we go.
Conquer all lands. Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Burn it all.
For Mydie, you mean?
Be of your body and mind.
I'll overcome
Um,
the thorns.
Potentially. That's more... he's gonna give you extra weakness break boost. His healing is more intermittent and very skill focused.
Divine insight arises from enduring
So,
patience.
it could work.
Serenity is before me.
It, again, depends how you're playing him. My pick in this case is Slingshot because she's that little bit more skill point positive. Which here, since I'm playing with Sunday, is proving kind of important. She's like the 5-star version, essentially, of Gallagher. So, you know, that would work
Watch over you.
pretty darn well. Yeah, as far as support goes, Gallagher's a solid option.
Allow me to purge the root of the proud time to cleanse the filth.
Especially, the problem with Gallagher is if he's boosting weakness break, but you don't have, or attempting to add in and break weakness, but you don't have the weakness in the first place, you're gonna struggle. So that's why I suggested maybe Silver Wolf, just because she has the option to add in. Oh man, yeah, that's rough. That's really hard to do to get enough for that. But yeah, I think you could make Gallagher work. You just have to pick your teammates a little bit more carefully just to make sure you're not always down on skill points. But you could definitely make it work for sure.
He is before me.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
That's fair. Yeah, she's definitely yeah, she's another good one. Honestly, so far we've had a lot of pretty good characters, either from like characterization and storyline perspective or just from new and interesting abilities, which I've enjoyed. Yeah, that's another one where I'm trying not to go too crazy for, because I'm sure that will be very interesting. And I'm sure we'll get some new and fun things out of that as well. Ooh, for once we actually succeeded. Nice. All right. Oh, the action advance. We're decently coded currently for weakness break, so I'm actually going to go with that one. Normally I wouldn't with him, since it's not his strong suit, but in this case, might be the way to go. So what I want to try real quick here, because like I said, we are decently coded for actually being weakness break based. I'm gonna try Fugue. I want to see how that goes. Yeah, I know. We've got so many good characters upcoming. That's insane. Cause yeah, Finon's another one who, I mean, I'd love to add.
Dreams of a past life, let us dance once more. Share good fortunes.
It's of no consequence.
Show me courage.
Mortal foe. Watch
See,
over
this
you
is why I feel
and
like
guide
Fugue
you
might
on
be
your
good,
path.
is because she can break the weaknesses on her own. And in this case, I think she's doing better than Truby. I mean, that's my fault. I haven't built Truby really well yet. It's a work in progress. I was focusing on getting this stuff to pre-build Mydie, but
Soul, now accept your punishment. Through my blood.
The
that
truth
weakness
burns clear
break
as if
is
everything
gonna
in
help
this
him
world
out.
is bleeding.
That was interesting.
So feeble.
Have we met? Dream vanished.
Burn it all.
Oh dear. Could be in trouble. Oh, thank goodness. I know. There's just, yeah. Yeah. It really is just a matter of deciding, like, yeah, and planning. I still haven't really decided beyond Mydie, to be honest, what I'm personally gonna do.
Cloud scattered.
Just
Dreams
because
of a past
there's
life are
so many
Let us dance once
characters, whether I'll go for Castris or whether I'll
Mortal form.
go for Minun instead.
Watch over you and guide you on your path.
I really don't.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding. Dreams of a past life are now all. Let us dance once more.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Conquer all lands.
I feel like that makes sense, yeah, to try and do that. Which we're gonna get. She is a great support.
Accept your
Yeah, especially if you build her right. I have not done that yet. But she's definitely a pretty significant damage boost, especially if you're running ult-based DPS. So, she's really a great support in particular for Mydie,
Our goals.
but
Allow me to
there's a lot
present
of other characters she
time to
synergizes
fulfill.
with pretty well.
Call.
Any follow-up attack team she's great for.
Trinity is before me.
Yeah.
dying soul, now accept your punishment.
Have we met? Cloud scattered. May the foul stench dissipate. Be of your body and mind.
I'll overcome the thorns.
Right, okay. Makes sense.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
Burn it all.
Yeah, so then... That's a little tricky, yeah, to have your support. And Tribby kind of wants specific characters too. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the upcoming characters will be helpful for that though. Because we've got a decent variety, I feel like, between support and actual DPSs coming up, which is nice. I mean, that's honestly that's a pretty good combo if you're talking 4 stars. Yep. Yeah, so with Treeby, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah, honestly, I feel like Herta is kind of an underrated character. It's because everyone gets her for free, nobody really uses her, but she, if you build her right, she hits pretty hard and it's pretty versatile too, which is nice. Because you can build her really easily for crit or not. Thanks,
All
Treeby.
right, I'll give you the honor of dying in battle.
Goodness. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Serval's another great one to have. She was part of my first team. She was probably my first DPS, to be honest, was Serval as soon as I got her. I played with Natasha instead as my healer, just because I didn't get links until like forever down the road. Somehow. Or at least didn't build her, but yeah, she really is, especially because since the Herda came out, we've been having more and more ice weakness. Fair. Yeah, no, if you can build her out focused, she does a pretty good job.
incense ascends in.
A day of peaceful republic.
Not yet time to
Submit or die.
There'll be a way. Share good fortunes.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
In this mortal, watch over you and guide you on your path.
Dreams of a past life are. Let us dance once more. The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding.
This is gonna be an unfortunate boss for this group, I think. Because the second he shields up, we're gonna be having a bad time. It's the one case where having zero control over Mydie is gonna be a proper problem. I suspect.
Conquer all lands. Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
But you never know, we'll see. Maybe it won't be as bad as I expect.
Accept your punishment. Forever doomed. Burn it all. Fury upon you.
Have we
Dying
met?
soul, now accept your.
I mean, we're fine now. The second he shields, though, we're gonna have, like, infinite enemies fighting us. That's the problem, is if we get Mydie on low health, low HP,
Time to cleanse the
they'll
filth.
probably take me out
Serenity is before
pretty
me.
easily.
Forever doomed.
If there's enough of them. We'll see. We'll see how round 2 goes.
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
Dreams of a past life are. Let us
Love
dance
his
once
ultimate so
more.
much. So fun.
Mortal form. I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Conquer all lands. Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
Dreams of a past. Let us dance once more. Dream vanished. Unite our goals.
I do quite
Allow me
like
to press the
him.
root of the problem.
It depends, I feel like. If you're not at that 8,000 HP cap, based on your other substats, I would probably go HP.
Feeling tired
Because
already?
that's gonna also
Time to
boost
cleanse the
your
filth.
crit rate and your overall stats. If you're already at that limit, I would probably go
Truth
imaginary
burns clear as a
damage.
flame. Everything in this world
So it really depends on your other
bleeding.
stats and what you need. But yeah, if you're at or really, really close to that cap, then I would say definitely go imaginary damage
I've heard the call.
on the sphere.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
Burn it all.
Have we met? Clouds scattered. Not this
Triumph
time.
fitting.
Dreams of a past life. Let us dance once more. Dreams of a past. Let us dance once more.
I do quite like Fugue with
Dream
him.
vanished.
That weakness break on him is just that little bit extra,
Time to cleanse the filth.
and I'm appreciating it.
So feeble.
I mean, I think overall our damage output's maybe a little less, but
Serenity is before me.
Forever doomed. Burn it all.
I think his damage is more. Oh, Yep. Okay.
Dying soul, fate now accepts your punishment. Fury upon you.
In this mortal form, I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
The truth burns everything in this world.
Goodness, we're about to lose Sunday too. Thankfully, he heals a little
The truth
easier.
burns clear as everything
Gotta
in
be
this world
careful.
is bleeding. Immerse yourself in it. Be of your body and mind. Yeah.
Forever do it.
No holding
Dying
back.
soul, now accepts your punishment.
Share good fortunes.
Dying soul, now accepts your punishment.
Oh boy. There's so many.
Tormented doubt, farewell.
Burn it all.
Not this time.
Conquer all lands. Forever do it.
Yeah, this is where things are gonna get
Time to cleanse the filth.
interesting.
Burns everything in this world is bleeding.
This is where ideally I would prefer a character who I can properly control to be my main DPS. I mean, yeah, okay.
Vanished. You stubborn one.
We'll see. Depends on if they take me out in one swipe here. Okay. We're still alive. We're fine.
Dreams of a past. Let us dance once more.
It's just that damage threshold right there, because I know it exists. There's a line where we lose everybody.
Now accepts your
Don't quite think we're at it here. But depends how long this fight goes on.
Have we met? Clouds scattered.
burn it all.
So rude.
Conquer all lands.
In this mortal, I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Dying soul, now accepts your punishment.
Dreams of a past life are now. Let us dance once more.
Goodness.
The truth burns clear as a flame.
Certainly an
Everything in this
aggressive
world
equation, isn't it?
is bleeding.
Dying soul, now accepts
I quite enjoy him with the weakness break. I think a little more break effect would push it over the edge to something that might be worth doing.
Dreams
But of course,
past
then you're
life are now.
compromising on his crit damage,
Let
so
us dance once more.
I don't know. But what's nice about her is she can just
forever do it.
deal with the problem.
Fury upon you.
Nice.
Serenity is before me.
Forever do it.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly of your body and mind. No holding back.
All right, here we go. Oh. Huh.
Death refuses.
All right, that's death number 2.
Dying soul, fate now accepts your punishment.
It is nice that he gets 3. I can certainly think of scenarios where you'd need every single one of those, though. Yeah, oh yeah, no, I absolutely wouldn't do any of my main stats for that. But like, if you're gonna play him with Fugue, like if that's your other main character you've got, or if you're playing him with Gallagher, like a little bit if you've got the artifact space for it. isn't a terrible idea. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, if you can get the crit damage, go crit damage. But as kind of an alternative play option, could be a little bit funky to do something with Fugue. I would certainly say that Pela as a support for him would be of benefit. Just because he does, any character is going to deal more damage if the weakness types align. So I don't necessarily, I would probably honestly say Pela over Fugue if you have her built. But, you know, you'll probably be fine either way, ultimately. Ew. I have no money, apparently. Goodness. Oh no. No, come back. Hello.
In this mortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment. So feeble, I am strife. Forever to
Yeah, I feel like if you've got the option of a fully built Treeby, you should definitely throw her on Mydie's team. Not necessarily for his sake, but more so... Oh.
death refuses.
More so for hers, just because she's going to really benefit from his high HP stat. Like I said, though, has to be fully built, because otherwise she's not got her additional talents,
Share good fortunes.
which actually boost
Be of your body and mind. Truth burns everything in
everything.
this world. It's bleeding.
Because, yeah, he's going to boost her damage, but she doesn't necessarily do a whole ton for him. A little bit. The attack support is okay. It's kind of a funky one, honestly. Depends who you want to
Past life
balance.
stands once more. Let's seize this fine moment. Dream vanished. Dreams of a past.
Aw, boo.
Let us dance once more.
Oh well.
So feeble, fury upon you.
Not this time.
It's death refuses me.
Clouds scattered.
Guy is really struggling out here.
The fill.
I'll overcome the thorns. Serenity is before me.
Forever doomed. Burn it all. Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Forever doomed. Conquer all lands. Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
Yeah, honestly, that might be what I try next, since we are kind of playing around a little bit with teammates. Oh,
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment. Dying soul, now accept your punishment. So feeble.
Dreams of a past life are now. Let us dance once more.
This mortal
Yeah.
form,
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
watch
his
over
kit's
you
not
and
too
guide you
terribly
on your path.
complicated, thankfully.
Truth burns
He's
through
probably
your
one of the
everything in this world. It's bleeding.
easier ones to build in terms of focus stats, because he's got a pretty clear line in the sand drawn direct in his kit with that 8,000 HP. Anything over that is meh.
Dreams of a past life are now. Let us dance once more.
Like, yeah, exactly. And even crit rate
Let's
is
see this
definitely not as necessary. So yeah, really it's HP, crit damage. Because he'll get so much crit rate from his HP. You don't need to build that much. Yeah. Precisely.
Unite our goals.
Exactly. Super nice.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly. Time to cleanse the filth.
Tormented doubt, farewell.
Yeah, if I didn't think we were in danger of dying, like, so much, I'd almost play him with a shielder instead. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would not go very well from a him dying on you perspective, but
This trial is fitting.
if you could get one of the shielders who actually boosts your crit damage some more, it has potential. But of course, then you're missing out on the shielding and you're just gonna end up dead, so it doesn't really work
Allow me to
functionally.
put the weight of the problem be of your body and mind.
I'll overcome the thorns. Serenity is before me.
Burn it all. Fury upon you. Dying soul. Now accept your punishment. Forever doomed. Burn it all.
Oh dear.
Forever doomed. Dying soul. Now accept your
Oh,
punishment.
Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna be a rough build. Yeah, definitely some changes to be made there. Alright, let's do another little bit of a switch up. Since we can. I don't actually have Phila build, unfortunately, but in this case it doesn't really matter, and I want to try her out with this team. Since they're gonna map her up to a reasonable level for me. Oh, you know, at least it's got the HP there. That's something. Partially understood the assignment, which is alright. Should get there. Yeah, slightly alternative focus, potentially. I feel like that's one of the dangers of characters sometimes that are like, just build with HP. Doesn't quite work that way.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
This mortal form will watch over you and guide you on your path.
The truth burns. Everything in this world is bleeding. Be of your body and mind. Commencing support.
No, probably not just yet. Seems like.
Forever doomed. Burn it all.
Not good.
Dying soul. Now accept your punishment. Through my blood. Forever doomed.
Yeah, I feel like
Tormented doubt, farewell.
Burn it all.
yeah, it's definitely worth watching other people and seeing how they build their teams and their characters, because everybody does it a little bit differently and everybody has their own preferences, but sometimes
Net markers activated. Time for a good old
those
counterattack.
quirky little teams that you wouldn't think would work end up actually being pretty darn good
This mortal form
in certain scenarios.
will watch over you and guide you on your path.
The truth burns clear as if everything in this world is bleeding.
Dying soul. Fate now accept
Yeah, Payla's actually a pretty good one to have on this team. I figured she would be. I mean, they trialed him with her, so that it's a pretty darn good giveaway, but that extra resistance
Immerse yourself in it.
penetration helps out. I'd say it's kind of the alternative to building him with a little bit of break effect. Oh,
Death refuses me.
goodness.
Burn it all.
Well, I would also say you might have similar results in terms of damage dealt consistently with some other people. Yeah. No, that's nice. Yeah, March is great to pair with any other character who does follow-ups.
Serenity is before me.
Because, yeah, if you can get them looping, it's great.
Soul, now accept your punishment.
My favorite way to play her personally has been just paired with Fei Xiao. And then tossing in whoever else. But you can get a pretty solid follow-up attack. Yeah, and she's another one that's pretty versatile too, which is nice, just based on who you pick for her to support, which I love. She's been included in a fair number of my team comps just from a pure versatility perspective. She's so nice to have.
Data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Conquer all lands.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of my favorite things about StarRail is that the main character, like, actually has really solid utility in so many teams. Yeah, no, especially the last two. Harmony is great for any break team. I use Harmony MC so often in Pure Fiction and stuff. Oh yeah, I mean, the first two were okay. I feel like Preservation has its uses, especially if you're like mid-game but don't have a shielder. Because I'll be honest,
Commencing support.
Preservation, Trailblazer, and Natasha on their own carried me through some of the early boss fights. Early-ish. Just because everyone else on the team was dead. But they they turtled and made it through. So, you know, there's definitely applications, but as far as my favorite, like, definitely Harmony for me. But Remembrance has been fantastic too.
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
I feel like the only time at this point I ever use Destruction Trailblazer, though, is if I'm, like, in Divergent Universe and I get the, like, 99% health decrease things that, like, almost kill you. Her, like, HP regen is the only time I ever use her.
So feeble.
Enemy targets detected. Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Conquer all lands.
Oof, we're kind of rough here. It's not ideal.
Death refuses me. Burn it all.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly.
Ah, DPS. Okay.
Be of your body and mind.
guide you on your path.
I mean, it
Enemy
could
data
work.
secured. Net markers activated. Time for good
Yeah.
old counterattack. The truth burns clear as of everything
It
in this
definitely could work. It has.
world. Bleeding.
You could do it.
Dying soul.
But I also think there's much better DPSs.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for good old counterattack.
Even early game. I feel like. I don't know. I've never tried it, so I can't say for sure, but. Oh no, there's more of them. Goodness.
Upon you. Forever doomed.
Enemy targets detected.
Yeah.
Allow me to purge the root. Time to cleanse the filth.
So feeble.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say anything. I like break builds on characters who shouldn't have them, and I like doing kind of funky things. I used Lakeshaw as my DPS for one point. At one point on a team, she's my healer. You know, do what you want.
Burn it all. Forever doomed. Conquer all lands. Dying soul. Face me.
Yeah, actually.
I'll accept you.
Yeah, if you put her on a break team, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's not competing with like Firefly
Face me.
or. I mean, you could do it, I guess. You'd have to focus everything into her base attack, which could be interesting.
Secured. Net markers activated. Time for good old counterattack.
Because she doesn't really hit anybody otherwise, but you know, you could do it, I guess. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, you know, I feel like if you're, that would be a fun one to do sometimes. I haven't really done any like alternate account challenges or anything like that. At some point I might have to get into that just because it sounds like it would be fun to do. Plus, you know, if you're trying to save ever, seems like a decent way to do it. But yeah, that would be tricky because you're really limited in terms of characters you've got that you can build with that.
All right. I'll give you the honor of dying in battle.
Incense ascends. Entwine.
A day of peaceful.
Alright, I'm actually gonna sub out Pela. I don't know, she's a good option, but I feel like let's give Remembrance MC a try too. Just kind of give all the team comps a fair shot.
Submit or die. Forever doomed. Through my blood. Dying soul. I'll accept your punishment. Dying soul. I'll accept your punishment. Burn it all. Forever doomed. So feeble. Conquer all lands. So feeble. Burn it all. Dying soul. I'll accept your punishment. Dying soul. I'll accept your punishment. Forever doomed.
Wow, we are proper looping him. Alright,
Watch over you and guide you
get
on your
some
path.
healing back. My goodness.
The truth burns clear everything in this world.
soul, now accept your punishment.
Goodness, that was a hit right there.
Your punishment.
Mimi,
It's definitely getting up there. I think Remembrance MC is the way to go. I mean, I'm sure part of it is that our blessings are enhanced, but I think we just unlocked
This
true
mortal
potential here.
watch over you and guide you on your path.
the truth burns everything in this world. Is bleeding.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
Yeah, oh no, don't get me wrong. Sunday's helping out a lot. But yeah, those two combined are gonna... I don't even know what we're boosting damage to, but
Dying soul,
I'm sure it's... Yeah, exactly.
now accept your punishment.
Just going crit focus. Honestly, I feel like as a support, she beat out Pela. Clearly. Clearly she beat out Pela. What are we even at? I just want to know now. 480. Wow. Alright. No wonder he's doing so much damage. I mean, honestly, part of me, just for the fun of it, wants to take this team, and instead of Miss Slingshot here, just throw in Aventurine, just to see how hard. Yeah. I wanted to try her just to see, but yeah, that defense, defense reduction in comparison with that crit damage is just nothing.
Fate now accepts your punishment. Burn it all. Forever doomed. Dying soul.
Although, admittedly, I did kind of figure that, just based on, like, knowing them. Because, you know, crit damage is generally gonna win. But
Accept your punishment.
alternatives are always good.
So feeble. Burn it all.
Be of your body and mind. The truth burns clear everything in this world. Is bleeding.
Oh gosh. That would be insanity. I suspect. I don't need to do that.
Fury upon you. The winds of battle never cease.
Honestly? Yeah. Yeah, that would be something. Wow. Yeah, that honestly, that would be crazy. I'd want to see it. because I'm sure the numbers just keep going up. Right. Which, I mean, you can do that with some characters, and it's so fun to play, honestly. Usually doesn't last very long, but... What are you? How bad are you? Oh. I suspect I'll have bad luck today, but we shall see. Oh. Interesting. Well, that's like the least helpful. The weirdest curios. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Nothing. Oh, hey, come back! Come back! Okay, you know what? No. Enough of that! He's so slow he can't catch him.
Soul, face me. I'll accept your punishment.
In this mortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
I am strife, forever doomed.
You're a stubborn one. May the foul stench dissipate quickly. Be a pure body and mind. The truth burns everything in this world. Is bleeding. Immerse yourself in it. Time to cleanse the filth. Mimi!
Burn it up.
Will overcome the thorns. Tormented doubt, farewell.
Forever doomed. Dying soul, I'll accept your punishment. Fury upon you.
I will say, they certainly have made these higher levels of Divergent Universe really something. We've been here for a hot minute.
So feeble.
Oh. Hey, Daybreak. Gotta love it.
Dying soul, face. I'll accept your punishment.
I mean, we're holding our own, but...
This mortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Burn it all. Fury upon you.
Definitely a closer thing than I'd like, considering these are still pretty
Foul stench dissipate quick. Be a pure body and
low
mind.
level enemies here.
Time to cleanse the filth. Be a pure body and mind. The
Overcome
truth
the
burns
thorns.
everything in this world is bleeding. The truth burns everything in this world is bleeding.
Tormented doubt, farewell.
Forever doomed. Conquer all lands. Dying soul, I'll accept your punishment. Dying soul, I'll accept your punishment.
I will say, I do appreciate how consistently he does good damage. It's because of the crit damage boost, or crit rate boost and all. But it's so nice. Some of my other DPSs just aren't as balanced. So sometimes they'll hit 300 and sometimes they won't, just because the ratio isn't quite there. Never know what to expect.
Time to cleanse the filter.
Burn it all.
Serenity is before me.
Yeah. Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah. Without that crit rate, we'd be still hitting pretty random. But oh no, we're on number 3. Goodness.
Burn it all. Dying soul.
We are so not optimized here.
Punishment.
Really want a break team for this one. Goodness.
Fury upon you.
Oh,
Death refuses me. Conquer all lands.
yeah, like I don't know how many tries we've got here, but
And mine.
Forever do it.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
Burn it all.
honestly, that might have been a time.
The truth burns clear as a flame.
Yep. Yeah, no. That definitely helps.
Everything in this world is bleeding.
Dying soul. Face.
Yeah, Sunday is, I feel like, one of the few supports who's truly universal. You can put him with any DPS and he's gonna help them out in some way.
And guide you on your path.
Which, to a certain extent, Bronny's the same way, but just to a lesser extent. Like, he's clearly coded for someone with a summon, but you definitely don't need a character with a summon to have him do insane things.
Fate now accepts your punishment. Forever do it. Dying soul now accepts your punishment.
Finally. Yeah. He's still kind of a funny one to me, just because he feels like he was. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, he feels like he was kind of almost made for Aglaya, at least as far as like what we know, which isn't a ton. So I'm sure there's other characters he'll synergize really well with, but oh, thank goodness, that'll help. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense. That is the one kind of, I guess that's one scenario where you wouldn't want to bring him. But I also feel like to a certain extent, casters can probably stand on our own without him as far as damage output, so. Basically just searching for healing options here. Try and hopefully make it through.
We need a strategy.
Incense ascends.
A day of peaceful.
Submit or die.
Oh, thank goodness. Somebody who's actually coded for this group. Well, kind of.
The truth burns clear as if everything in this world is
As long as we don't constantly lose our ult, of course.
Your punishment.
Mimi! Mimi!
Forever doomed through my blood. Forever doomed.
May the foul stench disappear. Time to cleanse the filth.
Is that a call?
Mimi, Mimi!
Serenity is before me.
Burn it all. Forever doomed. Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Conquer all lands.
This is gonna be a long fight, I suspect.
Burn it all.
Allow me to purge the root of the bee of pure body and mind.
I'll overcome the thorns. Torment and doubt, farewell.
Forever doomed.
May the foul stench disappear. Time to cleanse the filth. The truth burns clear as if everything in this world is bleeding. The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding. Immerse yourself in it. Be of your body and mind. Mimi!
Yeah, I feel like
Burn it all. Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
with this team, we're probably... There's a couple substitutions you could make, but we're probably approaching pretty close to his best grouping. But there's definitely alternatives for each of these characters, which is nice. That flexibility is definitely a benefit.
Of the time to cleanse the filth.
Serenity is before me.
I feel like several of our DPSs we've had
And guide you on your
recently have not had 4 stars that they could synergize with. Not as well as 5 stars, of course, but decently well.
torment and doubt, farewell.
Forever doomed. Conquer all lands.
I know.
So
Feels like they just keep doing like reruns and reruns and reruns of the same like group too.
Dying soul, face me.
Oh, that would be exciting.
I'll accept
Honestly,
your punishment.
because yeah, I would love to have more 4 stars, especially the supports, because
I'll accept your
they're still are
punishment.
gonna do a great job on any team you throw them on.
Mimi!
I feel like that's the option. Yeah, exactly.
Fury upon you.
They're just easier to build from a getting them perspective. At least right now. You know, as the game continues, if we get more of them, they become infinitely harder. But at least right now, they're not so hard to collect.
Time to cleanse the filth.
I'll overcome
The
the
truth
thorns.
burns everything in this world. Is bleeding.
Serenity is before me.
Forever do it. Dying soul.
There's definitely
Accept your punishment. Dying soul. I'll
a
accept
lot of good
your
utility you can get out of your 4 stars. Hey, thanks. Yeah, glad to have you join. Appreciate it. See ya. Have a good one.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly of your body and mind. Time to cleanse the filth. Mimi, Mimi. May the foul stench dissipate quickly of your body and mind. The truth burns everything in this world. Is bleeding.
Gosh,
Time to cleanse the
proving
filth. The truth
annoying
burns everything
and
in
a
this
little
world.
bit
Is
tedious.
bleeding.
Burn it off.
Tormented doubt.
But I will say it's certainly a good proof of capability here.
Fury upon you.
This trial is fitting. In this mortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
Because not only are we getting to see some really big numbers from all of them with our blessings, but
Dying soul.
as far as survivability of a drawn out battle, obviously this is slightly different circumstances because of all the blessings we're getting, which are aiding in regen
Accept your punishment.
and everything else. But there is a lot of potential even in some of the high level kind of funky scenarios. Clearly.
Yeah. The truth burns everything in this world. Is bleeding.
And I've definitely tried him out. I tried him out just before this in Pure Fiction as well. Round 4. He did a pretty good job. Admittedly, I didn't try him with this team. I was running him with Treeby still, so he was not doing max damage or anything, and I was kind of still playing around a little bit with what link rope I wanted him on. I had him on ER for a bit, which is not, in my opinion, the way to go. I tried it, it was meh.
Forever do it.
But yeah, he did pretty well. I won't say he was the best team I've ever run based on just general points performance.
Root of the problem. Be of your body and mind.
He's not at a point currently,
Farewell.
my build of him at least, where he can keep up with my best team. But I also wasn't playing him with his best team, clearly. So maybe some other time I'll have to try him on stream with this team instead of whoever else I found. See how it compares.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
But I'd probably want to get him a little bit more well built first before we go too crazy.
Mimi! Mimi!
Forever doomed! Burn it all! Fury upon you! Forever doomed!
May the foul stench dissipate. Time to cleanse the filth.
Serenity is before me.
Burn it all! Forever doomed! Dying soul, now accept your
So aggressive.
conquer all lands! Dying soul,
He definitely does have
now accept your punishment!
one of my favorite ultimates because, like, it just looks so cool.
Mimi, Mimi!
So feeble.
Oof, Nightfall, always the worst. That's okay.
I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
The truth burns everything in this world is bleeding. Immerse yourself in it. Be of pure body and mind. Time to cleanse the filth.
Burn it all!
He's-
Dying soul,
At the very least, we seem to be keeping our healing stacks up, which is good. Based on how our last fights against some of our
Everything in
little
this world
little minion enemies went,
is bleeding.
a little concerned. But they don't seem to be hitting
The truth burns clear everything
hardly
in
at
this
all.
world.
It's the minor benefit of some break effect.
forever doomed! Burn it all!
Plus our extra ER just from hitting them. Okay, here we are, final round. See if I have to eat my words. Although I think, despite the fact that this is gonna take forever, I think we're probably alright.
Born to doubt farewell.
Burn it all!
Stubborn one.
Oh,
Death refuses me.
You stubborn one.
we really just need to be able to go. That's what we need now.
Dying soul, face me. Now accept your punishment.
But we're about to hit daybreak, which is gonna help.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Burn it all.
The truth burns clear as a flame. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Could I actually pay attention now to maximize our ults? Oh,
Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
This mortal form. I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
We'll say, one of my
This mortal
things I'm
form.
still a little bit sad about is that so far in our story, even though we've had Sunday come with us, he hasn't really done much yet. Because he didn't really come with us, you know?
Watch over you and guide you on your path.
It's like mildly upsetting. Just because, at least to me, he's such an interesting character.
Forever doomed.
Maybe as we continue onwards, we'll get a little bit more from him and hear some more. And I'm not caught up to date completely either as far as latest updates, so that also certainly could have something to do with it. But at least so far, it's just been little glimpses.
Dying soul, now accept your punishment. Dying soul, now accept your punishment.
These high levels are so nasty, though. Like, this is taking so long. And, like, we're not doing insignificant amounts of damage. I don't even want to know what that HP is. I don't want to know.
Death refuses me.
Ooh,
The truth burns clear. Everything
that
in
was
this world
close. What the heck?
is bleeding.
No!
The truth
Oh
burns
my
clear.
goodness.
Everything in this world.
I forgot about all the revivals we had. This is not good. Thankfully, I think we've got Missing Shaw next.
Time to cleanse the filth.
We'll see. She should hopefully get us up enough. Okay, I don't think we need to use Sunday. I think we're okay. Tentatively.
Before me.
Forever doomed. Dying soul, now accept your
I was a little concerned there for a minute. That was closer than I would like to cut things, shall we say. Oh no, not Berserk. Oh boy. Okay. Well, could be worse.
Be of your
Oh
body.
good, more healing, yay! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
refuses me.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Come on, Lingshot, take him out, please. I want to be done here. That was not nice. Thank goodness.
The winds of battle never cease.
He's so dramatic. Oh my gosh, there's so much more. All right. Well, someday, eventually, we'll maybe go and do that. I'm gonna save this one. It's a pretty... it's worth keeping. We'll just bring that on for a Mydie team. It's a decent set of blessings and such. All right. Well, that was a pretty solid trial of Mydie, I feel like, as far as utility in a couple of different scenarios. We'll keep playing around with some other uses at some point here this week, too. Just to kind of show those off. But so far, I am quite enjoying him. And he has some pretty great team options, I feel like. Also, he does that, which is just cool. So, yeah, so far, so good. And I can't wait to see what we can do next. Anyway, I think that's going to be all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. You can catch me next on Friday evening at 6 p.m. EDT. We're back to daylight time. And I will also do my best to post on the Discord. Sometimes I forget, I know, sorry. But we will try and post on the Discord. You can find the link in my bio. And you can catch me then. Anyways, hope you have a super awesome morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is for you. Have a good one.